on weeks where we don't have guests, so we can make it kind of fun and different, so you guys can sign up for different ones. All right. Does everybody have their $200 free to party with me sheets out of their handouts? I love that some of you have all your handouts like in a binder. Adorable. Alrighty, so coaching your party. Now, I think a lot of people think they get the book, sell, recruit. But I think coaching is the most important thing that is not always made the most important. And I really call coaching party insurance. So basically, if your party is not coached, your party ain't holding. And if it is, you basically left 3 times the income on the table. That's just a fact. So take it or leave it, but that is totally a fact. So party insurance. So to me, like, don't even book the party if you're not going to coach it, you guys, because this is so key. Like, this is where the magic happens. So you're never going to be so excited about coaching a party as you are right now. Okay. So first I want to walk you through the hostess program so you can understand this a little bit more, and then we'll kind of talk about how I work this with my hostesses. Okay. So let's just take a peek at this. How many of you have the initial thought, 200, that's a lot to give away? Yes, okay, most people do. Even I thought that when I first saw this. So let's break this down. Now you guys understand when you give hostess credit, you as a business owner are paying for that essentially, okay? So if I give Satina $50 in free product, that's costing me $25 because we buy our products at half price. Does that make sense? So and that would obviously come out of my party sales, but that's profit you're foregoing when you do a hostess program, okay? So number 1, $25 free when they provide the guest list within 48 hours, okay? So if I book Shauna for a party and she gets me the full guest list within 48 hours, that tells me that she is engaged, she is actually inviting her friends, that we are a go, right? So how many of you, if like you don't get a guest list, if you don't hear from them, and then it's like 2 days before the party and you're like, are we still on? And if you catch it within 48 hours and get them enrolled and actually inviting you guys, that's like the chance that your party's even holding. Because if not, you should be giving up that slot to somebody else. So that guest list within 48 hours is important because it says to me, Shauna, now I've booked you for a party, but even better, I know you've actually taken that invite I made you and you are coaching the party, or not coaching, you're inviting your friends. Like you've given me the guest list. It also tells me how many people she's going to invite, because if her party is in a week and a half and she sends me a guest list of 2 people, I know we need to have a conversation like, okay, girl, well, remember down here when you need to have 5 or more people, we need to confirm like 8 to make sure that happens. So who else can you do? So that is worth it to me to get the guest list in 48 hours because my time is valuable and I want to give away that Saturday spot when my husband has the kids if, right, there's nobody going to hold there. So you got to treat that like prime real estate. Your date book is prime real estate. Okay, so that's worth it to me. The next one, 25 if they have 5 or more guests present who are over the age of 21 and do not currently have a consultant. Now, you guys can allow them to have 18-year-olds if you want to, but in looking at this like a business, I was 19 when I joined, okay, so I'm not hating on 19-year-olds because I would have loved to have me at my party and sign me up. But think about this. What do you think it ups the chances that they have money to spend on skincare if you up it from 18 to 21? It just kind of eliminates, I feel like it ups your percentages quite a bit, okay? So there is a program just like this that's $100 free to party with me. Maybe you'd want to offer that to your 18-year-olds or your college girls. Still though, you can't get all the credit if you don't do all the stuff. So it still would work out for you just fine. I'm just thinking it ups your sales and kind of gets you out of that. If that's a problem for you that you're just facialing broke college students all the time, that would be something to consider. Like, can you invite your mother, your grandmother, your aunt, you know, stuff like that, okay? The third one is 225 or more in party sales. Now, if your party sells 225, how much did you profit? $112.50. Okay, so that basically covered those first 3 things, didn't it? So you're already in the clear. You're moving product, You're making profit. You had 225 in sales. Cha-ching. So here's one thing to know though. This is your job, not her job, to get the party sales. So that's not, she doesn't have to worry about that. That's going to be your job. The next one is 2 bookings for future parties. Would you guys pay $12.50 for 2 solid bookings that are going to hold? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you got them at the party that you were already at, right? So saved you time, energy, everything. So heck yeah, I'll do that. And then the third one, or because I'm on the third one, the fifth one, is $100 or more in outside sales from people who cannot attend, and they get $100. Okay, so roll with me on this one. If Amanda and Julia cannot come to the party, but they each buy $50 worth of product from Satina, my hostess, okay? Satina handed them catalogs and the cute little forms, and they bought $100 worth of product. How much did I profit on that sale of $100? $50. Then I'm giving my hostess $100 in free product. How much did that cost me? So that's a wash. So what that means is my hostess is getting an extra $100 in product. I sold an extra 100, so I've sold an extra $200 in product that's moved off of my shelf, that counts towards my star, that's going to come in as reorders in the future, and it costs me nothing. Boom. Okay? Not to mention, there are 2 cute girls who have ordered product that I need to deliver and follow up with, and now I have 2 new customers who are not at the party who I can book for their own parties or facials. So it's additional leads also, and you better believe I don't just mail that product without talking to them. I'm like, you need to come to your house and deliver it, right? Like, so you gotta be smart. Like this is, she's getting you leads and sales, okay? Now the other piece of this is if Satina gets $100 in sales from her friends that didn't even come to the party, what is she thinking at the end of this? I could do this. That was easy. I gave them a catalog and they ordered, and my friend made money on me handing out a catalog. I could do this. Again, prepping the hostess. That the psychology is I want to recruit my hostesses. Okay? So that is the breakdown of this. Does that make more sense of like why that's smart? Mm-hmm. Okay, now I know some of you are thinking, oh, that's great, but how do you actually make that happen? Okay, so let's talk about that. Like, that's great for you. No, it's great for you. Okay? So number 1 is, who wants to be my hostess? JJ, do you want to be my hostess? Of course. Okay, so JJ's my hostess, so I can keep using the same name to make this easier for you guys. Okay? So JJ books her party. Now let's say for the sake of ease, since you're all going to be holding so many parties, that she books her party at a party. Okay, so we book in person with her. Now we have these really awesome hostess packets here that you can print off or you can purchase. We have a Pink Printing sells them. And the hostess packet comes with the $200 free flyer. So it has a little envelope. It has these cute little sheets that are like outside order forms so people can place an order. And they just fill this out. It has their information. It has if they'd like to have a glamour appointment, a party, or whatever. So you get that in there. You get your party guest list sheet, which is super cute. And you get the $200 free to party with me. Now, who doesn't want this? Like, this is cute. Oh, this one says $100. So that's a $100 free one. But that all comes in there. So you guys can put these together, whichever hostess packets you like. It doesn't matter. But that's something to hand her, okay? So I print these out on pink paper in black and white ink because it's 2 cents for black and white copies for us with the Mary Kay discount that you can find under MK Connections. Or it's 4 cents if you want it on colored paper. So just like what you guys have in your hands there, I have those in my skincare stuff at all times, and that's what I hand her on the spot, is a black and white on a colored piece of paper, okay? So I'm like, oh my gosh, JJ, I'm so excited for your party. I'm gonna write the date at the top here. Okay, so the very first thing that you're gonna wanna do to earn this 100 or this 200 free, because let me tell you, you and I are now business partners. Like my goal is to get you $200 in free product. Okay, so first you want to establish that you and your hostess are business partners, and she needs to know that your entire goal is to get her $200 in free products. You guys, when you have a hostess sitting at a party who literally goes out with the mother load of $200 in free products, do you know how fun that is for her? Like, she will host a Mary Kay party for you every time she runs out of cleanser. And let me tell you another secret. When they get $200 free, they rarely ever just spend $200 because women's brain is like 200 free, so I can spend 300, pay 100, and I got $300. Like they spend so much money. They're so excited. Their friends think like you're the best Mary Kay consultant in the world, and they're gonna reorder all that skincare. So it is a sale for you in the future, okay? So first you're establishing, JJ, I am gonna work with you, girl, to get you this $200 in free product. Like, are you so excited? You probably wanna kiss me on the mouth. Like I am your best Mary Kay beauty consultant that's ever walk you through this, and don't worry, we're gonna work together to get you all this free stuff. So step one, we need your guest list within 48 hours. So who are you thinking you're gonna invite? She's like, oh, probably like my sister. I'm like, okay, great, who else? Oh, maybe my neighbor. I'm like, okay, who else? Just while we're sitting there, because I want her to start telling me who she thinks she's gonna invite. And I'm like, okay, have you thought about so-and-so? What about your sister? Does your sister have friends who wanna come? And then she's like, oh yeah, because they don't and so I'm like, okay, cool, because here's the deal. We're gonna wanna probably confirm like 8 to 10 to make sure at least 5 show up. Because that's pretty typical that a few will cancel last minute. And she's like, okay, cool. I'm like, perfect. So go ahead and text me that guest list or email it to me within 48 hours and we're running to your 200 free. And she's like, okay, cool. So I'm addressing it. I'm coaching her on it just like you guys would a new consultant. You don't just like hope that she's gonna invite 3 and 8 will show, right? So I'm walking her through that, okay? So that's step 1. Step 2 is the 5 or more. So what this would look like, let's say JJ's party is 2 weeks away. Okay, so I meet her, we schedule it within 48 hours, she gets me the guest list, and there's like 6 people on that guest list. I would try to call her on the phone and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited you got your guest list, you got your first 25 free, this is so exciting. Because again, I'm excited because Lindsay's goal is 200 free for her. It's exciting to me, okay? And I'm like, okay, here's the deal, girl. Like this next one is to make sure you have at least 5 people coming to that party so we can get you that free product. So I don't want to risk it, and I know you don't either. Like, who else do you know? Let's confirm like 7 or 8 to be safe. Like 6 is just a little too nerve-wracking to me. Okay, so let's just, who else is, or who's coming that could bring a friend, JJ? Who do you think is coming that could bring a friend? Oh, well, maybe so-and-so. I'm like, yes, call, let's get so-and-so to bring a friend. So I'm getting her to then take the 6 she has confirmed and get them to bring friends. And she's like, well, I don't really know. Okay, tell me this. Out of everyone who's coming, which of those girls is like the party girl who has like a million friends? Oh, okay, it's Donna. Okay, call Donna, tell her there's free stuff on the line. Like Donna needs to rally the girls. Like, we gotta get you this free stuff. And she's like, okay, yes, I'm on it. Okay. So now you guys, we're like a team. Like I've enrolled her in this and it's almost this fun game that you're trying to get her the free stuff, not like, well, maybe I'll text it to her, but I'm scared, like, cause she doesn't get the 5, I don't want to be disappointed, and we're like kind of, what is that word? Tiptoeing around it is a nice way to put it. And so it's like, no, girl, this is what we got to do. Like, I'm in this with you. Like, let's do this. Okay. So then she's working on the guest list. And then I'm like, okay, JJ, don't worry about the 225 in sales. Cause if you have 6, 7, 8 people confirmed, I got that part. So don't worry about that. And then the last part here, the 2 future bookings you're going to deal with at your party. But let me go down to this part real quick here. As early as possible, once I've established the party and she's given me her guest list and she started confirming, that's when I'm like, okay, JJ, did you notice kind of that big ticket on the bottom where it's like you get $100 for just doing this one thing? And she's like, yeah, what's that about? Like, okay, so out of all those girls who couldn't come, who could we give a catalog or the link to my website? Like, who can shop that's not coming? Because you'll get $100 free just for $100 in outside orders. That's just a few mascaras, a few lip glosses. You know, do you want to take some catalogs to work, or do you want to text people the link to my website and they can put your name in the comments? So I'm like giving her options, and I'm really like, what can we do? Who do you know that, you know, likes skincare products, or who out of the girls coming, did anyone say they wanted to purchase something? So it's really just a conversation to get her thinking. And you guys, some people are not going to run with that one, and that's okay. Some people are, and what does that tell you? Whether they're going to be your next team member or not. Right? If she's like, oh girl, I'm selling 200, you know, I'm like, yes. So you're gonna know, and some people are gonna like just not really do anything with it, and that happens sometimes. That's okay. She's still getting $100 free from the other stuff. You see how that's still a win for her? Okay. So that's what I do with that. And so then I'm like, okay, so, and throughout this, I'm sprinkling like, so what are you going to pick out for free? Have you been on my website? Like, what are you thinking you want for free? What was your wish list from that last party? Like, have you thought about this? Oh, you would love this. I'm like getting her excited about those free products. How many of you, if there was somewhere you had to be and you were going to get $200 worth of free stuff, like you would show up there, right? Like, hello, I love free stuff. Like, I'd be like, yes, I don't care what I have to do. I'm going to get there. I get a shop for free. So getting her excited, like texting her pictures of the product she wants for free. Like, oh, I can't wait, wrap it up for her. She already knows what she wants. Like, get her engaged in the free. Now, here's how I get the 2 bookings, okay? So we are now at my skincare party. Ta-da-da. This is my skincare party, right? And I'm so excited, and my lovely hostess, JJ. So at the beginning of the party, and you guys will do this with your own personality, so I realized you're all thinking, are you this energetic? Can you talk about this and all your, yes, I do, but you don't have to, okay? So you can be your own self, because remember, she likes you. That's why she booked with you. She likes you, and you're all different. So JJ's now at the party, and I'm opening the party, and I'm like, oh my gosh, JJ, thank you so much for hosting this party. Like, this means so much to me in my business. I'm working to earn my first free car, and you hosting this party and sharing your friends with me is so fantastic. Let's all say one thing we love about JJ for a ticket. And her friends are like telling all these sweet nothings, and she's like, you guys are so sweet. And they're like, I want people to say it about me. So they all want to host a party because they all want affirmation. So have your people affirm your hostess, okay? Then I'm like, okay, JJ, or I'm like, you guys, JJ's earning $200 in free products today just for having a party. And they're all like, are you, what? They get excited. And then this is the magic. Are you ready? So you got them hyped up. You got them feeling good. They all love each other. They love you. And this is what you say. Remember, party right here. Okay, JJ. Now, that last 25 in free product you're going to get is when 2 of your friends here today book their own party, then you get the final 25 for free when 2 of them book the party today. So I guess we'll find out which of your friends love you the most. And she's like, like she's telling her friends to book parties with you, not you. I'm telling JJ, oh, and don't forget, right? So then at the end of the party, and I'm like, oh, and when you all meet with me and you book your own party, and JJ, don't forget, if 2 of your friends book a party, you're getting that extra $25 in free product. I'm telling her, and she's like, who's booking a party? Like, are you my friend? You're booking a party. Like, I'll come to your party. And she's like, I'll come to your party too. I'm like, okay, great, we're booking a party. And so then when you sit down, you guys, you're able to say, and did you want to help JJ out in getting that free product? Like, do you want to help her out? And what are they going to be like? No. That is the easiest way to secure those 2 bookings. Now, let's say that you get 1 person to book. And I'm like, okay, JJ, one of your friends really loves you, the others don't. No, I'm kidding. I don't say that. But I'm like, JJ, one of your friends booked a party, so we only need 1 more person to book a party, and you'll get an additional 25 free. So I could think of 2 options. What about one of the girls who didn't come? Would they want to host a party, or would you want to host another party with some of the girls who couldn't come? I'll let you be your own second hostess. Why not ever host another party with the girls who couldn't come, right? So she can be one of those, or she can find that other person from the people who didn't come. So you guys, I hope what you see here is this hostess program is not just some cute idea. This hostess program is a roadmap to you having a successful party. Because if you leave a party with 5 or more women, you sold over 225, plus you had 100 in outside orders, so automatically minimum you sold 325. You have 2 new bookings. You have a hostess who thinks you're like Midas, and your life is good. Would anybody be excited about that party? Yeah. Hello. And so it is a win, win, win all around. But you got to work this hostess program. Okay? So that is the number 1 thing. Fall in love with your hostess program. And if you guys are like, well, I don't really know, you guys trust the person ahead of you. Like, don't get all crazy clever and go come up with some crazy hostess program. Trust your director, because here's why. Your director is going to train your team members. So if you do something and then she does something different and she does something different, they're all confused. What I love to talk about in my unit is that if, Kayla went to Satina's party and went to JJ's party, they'd be like, oh yeah, I remember that, because I teach them all the same thing to create streamline. So if you want to be a leader and build a team, do it streamlined. Don't get fancy. Do it something that's reproducible, because it just makes sense. Let your director do the work and just follow the leader. Hitch your wagon to a star. Mary Kay is a game of copycat. You just got to copy the right cat. Okay? Yes.
I have a question about the outside sales. What if someone hits like 20 or 30? Is it like all or nothing?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to give them like $2 free or nope,
Yeah.
100.
Okay.
And they might do it anyways and get you 20 or 30, and that's great too because you just got outside orders.
Yeah.
And there are people, everything, they're used to that, so that's totally fine. Okay, so that's part one of coaching your parties is how you're working with the hostess. And you guys, I'm talking to her every couple of days. Like, I'm texting her, I'm calling her, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad for your party. I can hardly wait to see you again. Like, you are their new best friend. Like, you are excited to be with them. You're excited about her friends. Like, tell me about who's coming, like, get to know them, okay? The second part of coaching your hostess, absolutely, hands down, muy importante, is pre-profiling, okay? Pre-profiling. So write that down because it's magic as well. And pre-profiling, a couple things about it that are important is this is really your opportunity to develop trust with the guests. So is this about knowing the skin type? Yes. Is it more about you building a relationship with those guests? Yes. Okay? And if you guys go to one of my parties, I always like give a new consultant the example, like when we're at the party setting up, I'm like laying out the mirrors, I have the profile cards, the skincare is already in the trays. So when the guests walk in, it is calm, it is peace. All I'm doing is matching foundations, and the hostess is like, your job is so easy. If they're not pre-profiled, then I'm like, oh, Satina, you should do what I do. And her friends come in and I'm like, oh, you were coming? I didn't know. What's your skin? Oh, no, it's matched foundations. It's an hour late. Her friends are pissed they're leaving late. They're not having a good time. You're not calm. You're sweating. Your palms are clammy. And you got not enough trays and the wrong. You guys, that's a hot mess. Nobody wants to do what you do if you're a hot mess, right? So pre-profiling, number one, will help you set up the party so it's calm, cool, collected. When they walk in, you're like, oh my gosh, Serena, it's so nice to meet you. I feel like I already know you because we just talked on the phone. And she's like, yeah, you guys, you're no longer a stranger because you've already communicated with them one time. You have that first layer of communication, which makes people feel more comfortable with you. So it's not just for setting up, it's building rapport and trust with these guests, okay? So when I have that guest list in the 48 hours, I have it. But if you have any trouble with that, then my next step would be like, okay, JJ, so go ahead and get me the names and numbers of anybody else who is coming so I can be sure, to whatever, get what I need or pre-profile them or whatever. Now, I really believe that nobody will resist giving you a guest list if you guys get like kind of that mindset of booking. It's like, this is what we do. Like, again, you don't go to Starbucks and order a drink and be like, that's not right. Well, you might, because I've done that before, but you shouldn't, right? So it's like, I'm the professional. You're establishing like, and she has the trust because JJ trusts me because I've walked her through the hostess program. I'm engaged with her. I'm getting her friends free products. And I'm like, okay, great. Send me their names and numbers. And I'm going to have everything all specific to them and have a goodie bag for them. And it's specific. Profiling is absolutely essential. So in my pre-profiling, you guys all probably have these questions, but my first thing I do is like, hey JJ, this is Lindsay. I'm the one doing the party for Donna on Saturday, and I have a couple quick questions to ask you about your skin so I can be prepared. Do you have just a minute, or did I catch you at a good time? And I like the phone if you have time because you can hear like they're like, oh Jimmy, get off Sally, and you're like, oh, you have kids, and so you can find out about her and like you already know her. It's like investigation, okay? Or if she's like, oh, I just got to work. Oh, where do you work? I already know about them. It helps me in recruiting. It helps me when they see me. It helps me customize the party to them. It's like magic, okay? So I'm like, perfect. So is your skin more normal, dry? You guys have all those questions, or you can get them if you don't have them. But those 3 questions about their skin. And if I have them on the phone, I'll say, okay, is there anything else like that you would love to learn tomorrow? Or sometimes I say like, do you have any questions for me? Just if she feels like she's talkative. But the last thing I say is, especially on the phone, is, okay, Sally, well, I'm sure whatever. Serena told you that we're starting tomorrow at 1 o'clock all together right on time, and I'm gonna have a special spot just for you. Because how many of you have had a party where the hostess did not make it clear to them that you were doing facials, that we start together, that it's not a drop by, it's not a purse party where you just kind of shop when you want. And again, the hostess is not the professional party planner. I am. So if I can say to her, and remember, we start together tomorrow right on time at 1, I can't wait to see you there. And you guys, the other thing about on the phone is if she says, you know, what do you want to change about your skin? And she's like, oh, I have large pores. I'm like, oh my gosh, you are going to love me tomorrow. Like, I got just the thing for you, girl. Like, don't forget to ask me about microdermabrasion. And she's like, oh, so now she has buy-in. Like, I'm fixing her. Making it happen. So, and that's just what it is. Now, funny story, when I was hosting a party where I met JJ, I was texting her the pre-profile on a home phone number. So she was never pre-profiled by me because everybody else was, and I knew, they were like, oh, she's coming, but I didn't know her stuff because I was texting and it was her home number, which was kind of a funny thing. So stuff happens, but yeah, you want to do that. Now, the other thing that really helps people is the goodie bag, okay? Now, this is like our national sales director's favorite thing, is the goodie bag, is you tell them that you have their goodie bag for them. Now, this is an example of what a goodie bag would look like this. These cello bags, I actually sell them at the resource bin. You can get them, you can order them, but it's kind of heavy duty, has cute little ribbon on it, and it does not matter what's in the goodie bag. I used to always do hand creams, a little mint, my business card, but the hand creams, the minis went up in price. So you guys could do a lip gloss sample, a little mascara sample. You could really do whatever you want to. It doesn't matter. It's just that it's there and it has their name on it. And so I wasn't able to grab the picture of this, but what you can do, like with your business card, is hole punch it and attach it to this and have their name printed on it, and you'll text the guest a picture of her goodie bag if you're having a hard time confirming guests. So after I get off the phone, you know, with Amanda, I'm gonna text her a picture of her goodie bag that says Amanda on it and say, can't wait to see you tomorrow at the party. I have your goodie bag all ready. And there's like, that's mine, that's my name on it. Now, if you have bad handwriting, you guys don't handwrite it and make it look crappy. Like, print a label on, like, just a label and slap it on the back of there so it looks really cute. I would just print them, makes it easier. But you can put them on there and attach them to the bag. And this is a two-part thing. The goodie bag gets them to the party, but it also gets them to the individual consultation. And I know a lot of consultants are like, what do I do with that? Which we're going to talk about later. But at the end of the party, when you're like, okay, I'm going to meet with you all individually to give you your goodie bag, there you go with the goodie bag over here. They have to come get you. Okay? So it's two parts. So this should not cost you a lot of money. If you're spending a lot of money on these things, don't, because you want to be smart business women. But you guys notice it's not wrinkled. It was not in my purse. It's not one of those giant dollar store ones that's like folded over with like this little ribbon and this huge top that's like that is like horrific. Please don't do that to your guests. But it is a cute thing where you can text them with their name on it and it gets them excited about being there. Okay? Any questions about the goodie bag? It's magic. Okay, so coaching your parties and coaching everything is where the magic happens. And I get so excited about a coached party because you guys, it doesn't sneak up on you that it's canceling. Like, specific, you can't afford to have a full day cancel, right? Like, that's like, dang it, now I'm not on target for my goal. Coached parties like this, you don't just lose 4 of them, right? Like, if somebody has an emergency, of course there's reschedules and stuff, but like at this level of investment, it's a reschedule, not a cancel. Okay, and if you're working it like this, it won't be perfect your first time, but you'll get better. You will book 8 and hold 5. You absolutely will. You can also get creative. Like, if you have 2 hostesses and they're both just like, for whatever reason, they can only get like 1 or 2 people there, you could be like, I'll tell you what, I'm doing a group party at my house. Why don't you come with your guests? And I'll give you $10 free for each girl you bring. You bring 2 hostesses with 1 or 2 guests. You create your own party at your house. Why would I do that instead of doing them individually? Saves time. But more importantly to me is my chances of them seeing how easy my job is with 6 people, I'm going to sell more. I'm going to get more referrals. I'm going to get more recruits. They're going to feed off each other's energy. They're going to feed off my energy. Yes, absolutely. Right, so I'm just teaching you the ideal, and you guys will work through it as you can, but this is like some tools that you can take into other things. I know a lot of women, sometimes you have to book that first facial with them. You build the confidence, build the trust, then she'll book a party now that she knows you and trusts you. That's great too. I mean, I know there's facials that, you know, you sell $400 or $500 just because it's like she just wants your full attention. She wants to buy a ton of product. So every personality is different, so it's not going to always be perfect rainbows and flowers. But if you get this system down, it creates so much freedom in your life. And the other thing I wanted to show you guys is how do I track this? Okay, like how do I track this? So this is a May calendar. Okay, so I like to have a calendar that's like a month, and then I have spots for the day. Okay. And you guys, whether you're holding one party or you have a unit, you have all your parties, their parties, Sally Smith's parties, you know, your whoever's parties. Like I have a lot of parties in my brain of different people. Here's what I love. I go, let's say I'm booking a party on the 14th with somebody. In my day at a glance, so where I put my 6 most important things to do list right here, I go 3 days before the party, and I flip to that day and I write pre-profile Melissa's party. I go 1 week before the party, check in on Melissa's guest list. I put it all in the date book. When you write something down, it's out of your brain. So every day I go, okay, call her, 2 minutes, 5 minutes on the way to work, whatever, boom, done. You never forget anything. You never lose anything. You can keep track of your team members' stuff in there. So it can be like, remind Shauna to pre-profile her party. You know, she's a new consultant, making sure that she's doing those things. So you guys, date book, magic. And you can use a phone. I just don't because I'm old school and I lose it and I can't figure out how to work it and it dies. And it's lots of problems. All right, so you're all going to coach your parties, right? Yes. Okay, so those are my tips for coaching parties.